Hi, this is Carrie of Apothecary. Today I'm going to talk about my newest product, DMSO, Tree Love. And DMSO stands for dimethyl sulfoxide. And dimethyl sulfoxide is a product that comes from the pulping of a tree. So it's basically tree medicine. And it was discovered by a Russian scientist in 1866. And it was used in our hospitals until it was banned in 1965. And then I think it was only allowed for certain things. I'm not totally certain. I've read a lot of information about it, but I haven't retained all of it just because there is such a large amount of information. So before I get into it, I just want to say that Rebecca of Red Flyer Media, who I met a few months ago, who I just feel very, very lucky to have met her. She is so wonderful. And I met her because I found her video about DMSO and I made a comment because I had already been messing around a lot trying to create a recipe. I did already try to make a recipe with a butter for DMSO. And I found her channel, and she has the most amazing interviews and everything that you need to know to get started with DMSO. And so, by saying this, I don't want this to deter people because DMSO is something that can really help you. It's just that in the United States, we're so surrounded by so many toxins that we do have to take extra precaution because most everybody is putting probably something toxic on their skin. And so it is really important that you take the precautions. So not only did she make a specific playlist, which anyone, if you go onto my website, you will see that I did link her playlist to the product. So I really encourage people to watch it. She has like the best information out there. And also I highly, I mean, you must go and subscribe to MidwesternDoctor.com as well as Red Flyer Media. That's Rebecca's YouTube channel is Red Flyer Media, but also MidwesternDoctor.com has like the most extensive research. And in the articles of even MidwesternDoctor.com are some of Rebecca's interviews, which is awesome. And there's also a 60 minutes clip from 1980 that is very fascinating, which I actually did. I've got a clip of Rebecca in here. I'm going to show you screenshots of MidwesternDoctor.com. I'm also going to show you a clip from the 60 Minutes interview. And I just want people to understand that there are so many things that DMSO can help with. And just like all of our medicine that used to be plants and herbs, that was all hidden from us. That is exactly what DMSO, it was definitely hidden from us because it is definitely more widely used in Europe and other places when I research into it. So some of the things that DMSO helps with, and so I'm just telling you, these are some of the things. This isn't even all of the things. And all of this has come from me researching on MidwesternDoctor.com and Red Flyer Media. So DMSO helps with major neurodegenerative diseases, including Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, ALS, Huntington's, MS, brain fog, memory loss, improved sleep quality, restless leg, improved circulation. So it's really great for emergency medicine, like strains and sprains and broken bones. It reduces inflammation. It protects cells from lethal stressors. It revives dying cells. It's great for lung issues, stroke, heart attack, vision, dental issues, gastrointestinal disease, cancer. There's also way more than this, so that just gives you an idea. And am I saying that my topical DMSO is great for all these? No, by no means. I'm saying that, I think it could probably help with a lot of stuff. And, but some of these people are getting intravenous. So I just think this information is really important no matter how you take it because, I'm not really sure if people understand, the reason why I pushed magnesium for so many years and why I just stayed with magnesium is because we're so deficient. I know a doctor from a hospital. He was a general practitioner. Then he was the board of directors. And now he has a private practice. And all he does is give people intravenous magnesium. Okay, that is the importance of magnesium. Magnesium deficiency is making people very, very ill. Just like you can get intravenous DMSO, people who are very sick can also get intravenous magnesium. That's all he specializes in. And this is someone who is a general practitioner and on the board of directors. And this is all he does now because I found out about him through a friend who worked with him, but also people around me just kept mentioning him because when they found out I made magnesium, and I did get in contact with him, and his wife does love my butter. So anyway, yeah, I just want people to understand that, not everything. I do think topical form is great. So besides my product having DMSO in it, it does also have magnesium because I do feel like a lot of the ailments that DMSO helps are from a huge magnesium deficiency, which I have learned from Carolyn Dean and reading all of her books. So on top of that, it has aloe vera. So, aloe vera is something that I had a healer friend, tell me about. And when I originally was trying to make my DMSO product like a year ago, I was trying to make it a DMSO aloe vera gel, but I could not find an aloe vera gel that didn't have preservatives. And the thing about DMSO is it goes straight into the cell. And so anything on your skin, it's going to bring in there. That's why I highly suggest watching Rebecca's videos because she's going to tell you what you can use, how to use it. And, you know, she's just more patient. And I feel like her videos are thorough, whereas like I kind of just get on here and wing it. And, yeah, hers are just very thorough. You'll learn so much from them. And, I really do spend a lot of time making product too. So that really is my main focus. And creating all these recipes isn't easy. You mess up a lot. I've been trying to make a DMSO recipe for over a year now. And I finally just got it on my website and it ended up being a spray. But the thing about the spray is it's also really, really convenient and just the stuff I was able to put in it. So it's got aloe vera juice actually, which had no preservatives. It has MSM, which is a sulfur, which I had heard about because I was really interested in gut health. So I bought that for myself. And then it also has boron. And boron's amazing. Boron's also amazing for gut health and eye health. And there's just so much information about MSM, boron, aloe vera, magnesium, and DMSO. So I do feel like I created this kind of really cool product that just gives you a boost of a lot of things that we're really deficient of here, especially in the United States, because, they are just at a feverish pitch, like destroying our food system. And, sometimes when I'm talking to older people, they're like, whatever, I've been eating this way my whole life, but they don't understand that the speed at which they are putting more toxins and replacing things with just, I mean, our fruit and vegetables, even, it's just unbelievable. The more I know, I just, I'd really love to just live on a tropical island and pick the fruit off the tree. But anyway, in my dreams. Okay, so I also just wanted to touch on aloe vera has so many amazing properties. Like I know people just think about it for burns because what I always did. Like when I was a kid, if I would get sunburn, it was aloe vera, and but I mean, the amount of I'm going to link that below too. I'm going to link an article. And if you see this video and the links aren't there yet, it's just because I didn't put the links yet. So just give me a minute. But usually the video posts and then I link them after I post it. But aloe vera, I was so blown away by the information that my healer friend sent me. And yeah, so I had no idea that it was just that great for you. And there's so many things in my DMSO where the products, like, they're all good for a lot of the same things. Like a lot of them are great for like cancer or arthritis or leg cramping or migraines. So it's really great because they just and the neurodegenerative stuff like magnesium is that's a lot of magnesium is definitely involved in that. And this is really interesting. Just recently I saw a clip of a woman who talked about she did a ton of research into Parkinson's and realized that it's like mostly from toxins, which, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really need to look more into it, but I just found that fascinating. Okay, so with that being said, and then also boron. Boron is something that I started taking. I found out about boron kind of right as I was making my magnesium product. So like 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. And I started taking it orally in water, and that's why I put it in my product, Magnificent. And just because it's something that is really important, it is a trace mineral. But if we're totally deficient in our macro minerals like magnesium, our trace minerals are probably not even there. So, yeah, and to me, with just like a bird's eye view of everything and all the time I've had talking to people about magnesium and all the research I've done, the depletion of the building blocks of our body is what is destroying people's health. That to me is the bottom line. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist, but with all the research I'm done, that is the conclusion that I have come to. So that's just my own opinion. I'm also really open minded and into listening to new information because you have to have an open mind. Because I have changed with the research that I've done for the amount of years that I've been doing it. You have to be able to change your mind, because that's why we are able to change our mind. When you're presented information that goes against, what you thought was right, that's, when you can change your mind is by gathering information. So, that's why I do think it is so important to be doing the research right now yourself and not relying on what anyone else is telling you. And truthfully, I used to be somebody who was really gullible. I kind of believed everything, and now I'm just the total opposite. Like, I really don't believe really anyone. I don't really care what your status is. Okay, so this is Rebecca's YouTube channel. So this is what you want to look for. I would definitely subscribe to her channel, check out all of her stuff, and here she is.
A lot of people have asked me, what do I do about treating my skin, the parts of my body that I want to put DMSO on? How do I make sure that it's clean enough that it's not going to suck toxins into my body because I put DMSO there? Let's talk about some practical, common sense ways that you can clean your skin before you apply your DMSO.
Okay, so that was just a little part of Rebecca's video. And right here, what you're looking at, this is a screenshot of MidwesternDoctor.com. The title is The FDA's War Against DMSO and America. So when you go onto MidwesternDoctor.com, you need to just go on there and put in DMSO, and you will find so much information. But like I said, I'll link it below. And now I'm going to play a clip from the 60-minute video that I actually found on MidwesternDoctor.com, and also Rebecca's video. She interviews, I think he's a rancher. I'm pretty sure his name is Todd, and she interviews him, and he has ALS, and he's been having some really great outcomes and relief and feedback and help with DMSO with his ALS. So I encourage you to watch. And then she also has a really amazing video for somebody with COPD. And I feel like COPD is something that people also really struggle to find something that is helpful. And so she also has a man. So, and you take Rebecca actually shows you how to make the DMSO to inhale it. Sorry, I should know what that's called. Yeah, so she actually shows you how to do that. She also shows you how to make an eye drop, which is amazing because DMSO can heal a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot of people are scared to do it. But I'm about to try it here because I've never looked at a screen so much in my life as I have like these last couple of years. And I definitely can tell a difference. I'm not somebody, I just really never looked at a screen. I didn't even always have a television. I really spent a lot more of my time outside. So, okay, I will stop ranting. And here is the next clip from the 60-minute video.
Business availability is the most important thing. In other words, if a guy gets hurt, he could lose his job. So when someone comes to me and asks me for it, I give it to him. And whether I'm legally okay to do that or not, I really don't care the repercussions because I know I'm going to help somebody.
Perhaps more typical of the legions who depend on DMSO are those who suffer chronic pain. Emily Rudick suffered searing, unrelenting pain from arthritis for years, and she could find no relief, she says, until DMSO. She'd no longer be playing the piano without it, she told us.
I have some very badly gnarled fingers from arthritis, and the DMSO eases the arthritis right away. It's not a miracle drug, doesn't really cure it, but it eases it.
And it does other things for her, too.
I had a fever blister on my lip. I used DMSO 3 times and the fever blister went away immediately. I've cut myself in the kitchen, and sometimes quite badly, and have used DMSO on it, and the cuts begin to heal right away.
How does DMSO work? What does it do inside your body that kills pain and helps healing? Dr. Jacob gave us a capsule understanding.
One is that it blocks certain types of nerve conduction. These are the fibers which produce pain. Second, it reduces inflammation or swelling. Third, it actually improves blood supply to an area of injury. Fourth, and this could be the key, in the test tube, in certain types of injury, it literally stimulates healing.
Okay, so I hope you found that insightful, and there's so much more information. Like, those are just small clips, so please go back. That's the video of Rebecca. That's the first video that she put in an entire playlist for people, because the first thing is you just need to learn how to clean your skin. And another thing is that I can't really answer people's questions if they ask me about a specific thing unless I've used it for that. I have used it on my face just because I have seen a woman. One of the first things I found out about DMSO was how good it is for the skin on your face. And so I did just spray it all over my face. And yeah, it does feel nice. I had some issues with some skin issues along my jawline, which I got rid of, but I was also spraying my forehead, and yeah, it was good. And then I also, the last time I lived in Crested Butte, I had a pretty bad snowboard accident. Luckily, I didn't break anything like I normally do. But yeah, I just was like, oh my gosh, I was going so fast. I was going like Mach 10, and I like pre-ollied a roller, and when I did that on the other side of it, it was a run that I hadn't lived in Crested Butte in a while. And so, and I hadn't really been at this part of the run, and it was really stupid. I could have gotten so much more hurt than I did, but, luckily I didn't break anything. But I pre-ollied, this roller, and on the other side of it was a mogul. And so when I was coming down to just land, I hit the mogul, and I ragdolled and ended up flying like with my head going downhill into the trees so super fast. I wasn't in the trees at first, and then I started hitting the tree, like getting into the trees, and I was like, oh my God, I'm for sure gonna get hurt. And then my back foot, actually, finally some of the snow caught under my board, and it yanked my leg and ankle. It did take me a bit to get out of the trees, and my ankle was so wrecked, and my knee, they hurt so bad. I did actually have to take a toboggan down the hill, and but I did hobble back to my car, and I drove myself to the clinic, and luckily it was just a really bad strain. But I've had pain on the inside of that knee for a really long time, and I didn't even really realize that I had that much pain because, I've broken my neck and my back and my femur, and I don't know. I think I do kind of have a high pain threshold, but I just had like a tightness on my knee. It almost felt like when I pushed into it, it was like a bruising. And so I sprayed DMSO all over that. So it really did help a lot. It totally went away. Okay, I realize this is a pretty long video. I'm also going to show a clip of the aloe vera because there's just something written on there that is just so cool. And then also, I'm going to share a clip real quick of an MSM video that Rebecca actually sent me. And for the couple people that see this, and if you find it helpful, it would be great if you passed it along. My channel's completely shadow banned. I barely get comments through to people. I just found a channel of this young guy who has ALS. He's very, very young, and he's actually looking for help with it. And I left him this whole message about DMSO, and I have two YouTube channels, so I'm able to check with my other channel and see if it's deleted, and YouTube deleted it like right away because of the stuff that I say. So I hope people realize, like, my channel makes no traction because I have been shadow banned by YouTube, even on my other channel, for a very long time. I started doing tons of research probably around 2016, and my other channel started getting shadow banned around 2018 because I was leaving comments on channels, and like really big channels, and they were pinning my comment at the top, and then YouTube was actually deleting them because I just had done so much research and was saying things that I guess they just didn't really want out there. I guess I was really over the target. But also, I think one of the things about magnesium is there's so many of these different types of magnesiums, all these oral forms, and really it's just to totally confuse people. That's what I think. That's just totally my opinion. I just don't understand how there can be so many, and there is no regulation on the vitamin and supplement market. So I absolutely do not even trust a pill. Plus, I've seen enough of my customers come up that are taking pills that still have all of these issues that are related to low magnesium. And then once they start using topical, it goes away. So that's one of the reasons also why I just think topical is such a great form. And plus, we all just have a lot of gut issues because a lot of the toxins get lodged in your gut. So that is a reason. Okay, so here is the clip on the aloe vera. Okay, so here is a really great article. I'm going to link the link to this below, and it's called The Aloe Vera Theory. And I was going to read it to you, but as I was saying before, I can't read it that great because I've looked at a screen too long, and I can tell it's crazy because I had 20/10 eyesight. So yeah, I am going to try the DMSO in my eyes, so I'll let you all know how that goes. And then, so yeah, this is something that I'll list, and then I'm just going to play a clip of that MSM video. Okay, I just decided to link the thumbnail. This is what the video looks like for MSM. I will link it below. And Dr. Ron and Dr. Ann, I was just watching it to find a really good clip, but you really just need to watch the whole thing. And it's funny, I was just sent this by Rebecca, and how I was just telling you my theory about minerals. And yeah, Dr. Ron totally confirms that. So I guess I was right. And he also talks about how our modern medicine always treats the symptom and not the cause. They use these synthetic drugs to treat the symptom, not the cause. But I mean, really, you do not have to be a doctor to understand that to build up your minerals, the building blocks of what you're made of to make you better is what heals you. And I've said in previous blog posts and in videos that modern medicine, all they do is treat the symptom, not the cause, and they treat it with this synthetic garbage that they're charging us this enormous amount. I mean, I don't use anything from Big Pharma. I don't even go to the doctor unless I break my neck or my back or something like that. But really, it's all about building up your minerals, and sulfur is the fourth most abundant mineral. So, magnesium's right up there with it. That's why it's a macro mineral. Then you've got boron, your trace mineral. So that's why I do think that this product is so great, is because I'm also adding minerals that are going to just help you increase your health because we're all really lacking in them. Well, I hope you all found this informative, and I'm sorry I've been slacking on reading my book, Essentially Deadly. Chapter 5 is next. It's about the olfactory and respiratory. I will get back on that. I've also been getting this really awesome therapy. It's called MAT, Muscle Activation Technique. And actually, my beeswax and honey and elderberry, she's also a yak rancher. I met her like that, and then she's this therapist for a therapy that I'd never even heard of. So that's a whole nother video I want to make. It's just been, I've been healing a lot and I've been really, really tired, and just a lot of emotions been coming out because I don't know, this therapy, as a massage therapist, and I've had so much alternative therapy. I'd never even heard of this. So, like I said, I'm going to make a whole video just about my therapies. And I'm really sorry I've been slacking on my videos, but I've really just been pushing so hard with my business, and I've really kind of just been exhausted. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.